So let me just paint you a quick picture of what some authors have said. This pair in particular, Lipkin and Perry-Moore, they wrote that the Gen Y worker has an inflated sense of self-esteem, an inflated sense of self-entitlement, which translates into an attitude that's resistant to constructive feedback, as well as a lack of awareness of and respect for limitations. Yet, at the same time, they have difficulty taking ownership for decisions and actions. It is a pretty harsh indictment of the generation. Do you think this somewhat demonizes this entire group of young people?
Yeah, I think it's too general. Different countries, I experienced different. I had different experiences in different countries. I'm not sure if that writer is from Singapore.
No, they're not.
But Singapore Gen Ys, I would say that generally quite obedient. Obedient and respectful. Even they are not happy, they are quite concerned to speak up, so usually they are not the first to speak up, whether it's in a dialogue or somewhere. But they are knowledgeable and they are analytical. It's a question of building the confidence. Whether they want to take responsibility or not, it's an individual. I think it's an individual. It's based on your background, how you've been brought up, and whether you were given the opportunity or not. I believe that if they are given the opportunity, they would do it. But the Gen Ys or even different generation goes for the same, is that what's the return for me if I do this? Do I get a promotion when I succeed? If I accomplish something, do I get, do I fulfill certain objectives on my own? So what can a company offer me? Because if I achieve it, I cut a nice deal for the company, make some money, I expect certain promotion or certain returns. If you don't give it to me, well, there are a lot of opportunities. I will just get headhunted and go somewhere else. This type of opportunity may not exist in the past, but it exists now. So they have choice. Because the Gen Ys now have more choice and they're younger, and these are talents that people want, then many companies want, so they have more choice. And we have to understand that is an issue, and that it should be considered as part of our retention strategy, how to tackle it.
I think we had someone who wanted to make a point over there. Yes, he's standing up now.
A couple of my observations actually on nation buildings. It seems our government tend to select the top talents from each industry to go into the public service. So some of I think the challenges for our members, especially when they are Gen Y or they are in the early 30s or 20s, unlikely they will be very successful in their career. So my question is what is your advice in terms of should they just focus on their career, become the best in this industry and get invitation from the government, or what other avenue can they go into? I mean, given the fact unlikely you achieve pinnacle of your career when you're in your 30s. So that's my, like to seek your comment on it actually.
I don't know. Are you very interested to join politics?
Not really.
Okay. Because when you're in your 20s and all, you can be like anyone, like Ernest and all that. Join the grassroots. Be a volunteer. You can contribute in a smaller, doesn't have to be in a big way, but you can smaller ways. You can still be contributing to society. There are many different ways to do it. Through a VWO, volunteer welfare organization, through different type of volunteer organizations as well in the social sector. You could do the same. And it doesn't matter whether you're in the government or politics. Or I think what you meant by government would be politics. It's not that we are choosing the top talents. I don't consider myself top talent, but the most appropriate talent or most appropriate candidate for that time. So 3 generations of PMs already, so 3 generations of leadership. First generation is building the nation where survival counts, right? Everything to do with survival. Second generation is about opening up, more consultative. So that is a different phase. Then this generation is about new opportunities. Let's innovate, let's create and all. What about 4th generation? So what's next? So it's the most appropriate talent or most appropriate person, not the smartest or the highest IQ of the sorts. No. It is the talent with the skill sets and the background that's most appropriate to come to join the leadership and run this place, or run this country or government or in the politics. So it's not necessary you scored the highest, your top boy or top girl, and we should quickly invite you. It's not how it's done. Because in a country, you not only need best talent in politics or government, you also need it in business sector, whether it's accountancy or engineering or the rest. You need good leaders all over. Then the country can prosper. It's not just one area. Even if you have the best leader in the government, you don't have the rest to carry on the work on the ground in the different sectors. The country would find it very difficult to actually tackle the challenges that is actually posed by all the other cities. We are now not competing against ourselves. We are competing against the other cities. We continue to do that. And these cities are not just in Asia, but in Middle East, whether it's in Europe or US, we're competing. So we have always got to innovate and find new challenges, and we need people in all sectors.